Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. On today's episode of me talking about 7 things, I'm going to be going over bringing the heat and the meat. Before I continue, please check out the links in the description below if you have not already. Now back to the episode. Max immediately taps from the competition at the beginning of the episode. So he's gone. It's really sad. There have been 5 self-taps from this competition, 3 eliminations and 2 med taps. I think that we're going to have 3 more eliminations before a winner is chosen, so at least we'll have 6 people who have been eliminated, 5 who self-tap, and 2 that were med-tapped. And that's just a crazy pie chart of eliminations. Hopefully at some point it'll just be 13 eliminations rather than eliminations, self-tap, med-taps, but we shall see. Patrick is thrilled and says he's kind of a legend slayer, and Darren says he doesn't know about that. It was kind of a funny moment. And Max kind of implies that this is the end of his Naked and Afraid journey, which is very sad that we may never see him again. And 4 competitors remain. Darren, Matt, Cheney, and Patrick have all made it further than their previous last one standings. And so that means that A, good for them for making it that far, and B, 2 of the 3 last one standing winners will have competed on 2 separate seasons. So I thought that was interesting. Day 24, and there's hunting, there's fishing, there's berry picking, and this is very much a character development episode where all the survivalists talk about their motivations and about themselves and how they want to win and what they're good at and their successes and all that good stuff. And I think that production pivoted from the fact that they have to go from 45 days to 30 days, and instead of stretching things out, they've kind of got things in order where everyone's going to talk about themselves. We'll get vulnerability, we'll get relatability. So I thought it was a very nice touch to have the survivalists talk about themselves and get some character development. And through all the hunting, we get a comedic scene of Patrick running after a piglet and the piglet getting away. And so this is the second time this season that people are running after piglets, but the piglets get away, so that's good. And Patrick is kind of going downhill energy wise because he's just using so much energy to try to get food. And Matt does not have that problem because Matt gets his second pig of the challenge. He has so far been the only person to get big game during the challenge, and he's gotten 2 boars, so good for him. And Cheney also has some success. She finds some berries, and she also gets 2 really big fish. Matt decides to share the boar with his fellow competitors, so that's good for him. And there's also another comedic moment where Matt's like, oh, look at these figs I found. Oh, let's go to a fig tree. Oh, did I say fig? I meant pig. And so that was kind of funny and corny. And day 25, it's drizzling in the morning because the night before it seemed as if a storm was coming, and that was very worrisome because that could have messed up their jerky, and none of them were really prepared for rain or the cold. And Cheney has Raynaud's, which affects the circulations in her hands and feet when it gets too cold, so she's very worried about that. And the survivalists have to take on a challenge where they need to dig a seep well, and then after that they need to build a rocket stove, start a fire, boil a pot of water. The winner gets first choice of a shovel, paracord, or a knife, and a number of yappies. And so that's what first, second, and third will get, and fourth place will get nothing. And so the challenge begins, and Cheney is a little bit behind everyone, but surprisingly slash unsurprisingly, based off the episode description, she ends up getting first place, which is amazing and good for her. Darren gets second, and after a tough battle, Patrick gets third and Matt gets fourth. Cheney is first and picks paracord. Darren is second and gets a shovel, and Patrick is third and gets the knife. They also get a number of yappies, and Matt gets nothing. This is all on day 26. Day 27, Darren gets some figs, and the remaining survivalists get scrolls, and they are told they will be making primitive fire. The next day, they must bring all their assets, and so everyone spends time preparing and getting bow drill kits or hand drill kits. Cheney gets her materials from the pea bush and wants to use a hand drill, and Matt has difficulty making a bow drill because the cordage just really isn't working out for the bow drill, but luckily Cheney tells him about the pea bush, and Matt finds success with the hand drill, so that's good for him. And Darren talks about making bow drills for 35 years, and unfortunately he's having a difficult time getting materials, but he's confident in his ability to use subpar materials to make a primitive fire. It's PSR update time. Cheney had fishing success and got first in the rocket stove challenge, and so her PSR increases. Matt had difficulty with getting cordage for the bow drill and getting fourth in the rocket stove challenge, so his PSR decreases. And Darren getting second in the challenge increases his PSR. And so, cut to day 28. It is elimination day. The survivalists are told to pack up their camps, head to a central location, and prepare for some friction. And then they give up their fire starters, and then in a shocking twist to everyone, they must give up all crafted material to make primitive fire. That's right, all the hard work they did gathering materials, getting bow drill or hand drill kits is all for nothing. They must give up all those items, and they must start from scratch and searching for materials to start a fire. Patrick is very worried. At least we see him being the most worried, but it'll be a very interesting challenge. And the first three to make fire will move on to the finals, while the fourth placer will be eliminated. And so the episode ends. We have 2 episodes remaining and 3 more individuals to get eliminated. Matt is still in the lead in terms of PSR with a 9.7, followed by Darren with the 9.6. Patrick has a 9.1, and Cheney has a 9. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. I'm excited. Spoiler alert, I think Patrick is going to go next episode. I'm sure a lot of people will be happy about that. And I think that he was a great antagonist for the season, but we'll see what happens. And I know nothing about the finale episode, but I know the next episode is called Flame On or Flame Out. In a grueling friction fire challenge, Patrick is thrown when competitors are forced to relinquish gathered materials. Cheney has a key advantage, but her strategy puts her at risk. Blisters on Matt's hand could send him home. A survivalist is eliminated. So we shall see what happens. Thank you all so much for listening. Please like, comment nice things, and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Okay, bye-bye.